An elderly woman, her face lined with the deep grief of years, steps forward from the crowd. Her voice is quiet but carries the weight of unbearable loss. Prophet, I have lost 3 sons to war. I have lost my husband to debt. I have nothing left but the clothes on my back. You speak of justice, but where was justice for me? Where was the Lord's mercy when my children were taken? Amos approaches her slowly, reverently, as if approaching holy ground. His eyes glisten with tears. Mother, your grief is the Lord's grief. Your cry is his cry. This is why I sing this lament, because the Lord sees every tear you have shed, every child you have lost. He does not turn away from your suffering. The woman's voice trembles. Then why does he allow it? Why does he not stop the wealthy from crushing us? Amos takes her weathered hands into his own, holding them as if they are precious. Because the Lord has given his people free will, he calls them to justice, but they choose oppression. He calls them to mercy, but they choose cruelty. The lament is the Lord's way of saying, I see, I grieve, return to me and I will restore. You feel tears on your own cheeks now. Amos, if the Lord grieves, if he sees all this suffering, why does he not simply end it? Why this lament? Why not just restore them? Amos releases the woman's hands and turns to you. Because restoration without repentance is not true restoration, friend. It is only a postponement of the same sin. The Lord loves his people too much to leave them in their blindness. He sends the lament, the funeral song, to awaken them, to break their hearts open so that healing can begin. A hush falls over the crowd. The city's pride is pierced by the prophet's sorrow. You stand in the midst of the people, feeling the tension between comfort and conscience, prosperity and poverty, ritual and righteousness. The day of the Lord draws near, and everyone senses it. A group of young men, their voices defiant and hard, jeer from the edge of the square. Who are you to mourn for us, Amos? Who are you to judge? You are nothing but a shepherd, a dresser of figs. What do you know of our lives? You feel anger rise in your chest at their mockery, but Amos simply closes his eyes. When he opens them again, there is no anger in his gaze, only a profound sadness. He speaks to you, not to them, but his words are meant for all who have ears to hear. Do you see them, friend? Amos says. These young men who mock, they are the future of Israel, yet they know not the God of their fathers. They have inherited a faith without substance, a religion without righteousness. This is the deepest lament of all. You ask softly, can they not be awakened, Amos? Can they not yet return? Amos's reply is measured, each word falling like a stone into still water. Some will hear the lament and let it break their hearts open, but others? He pauses, his voice dropping to barely a whisper. Others have made their choice. They have chosen comfort over conscience, and comfort will be their undoing. One of the young men steps forward, his face twisted with anger. You speak as if we are already dead, prophet. You sing our funeral song while we yet live. Is this not a curse you place upon us? Amos's reply is weary but resolute. I am no prophet, nor the son of a prophet, he says. I am a herdsman, a dresser of sycamore figs. But the Lord took me from following the flock and said, Go prophesy to my people Israel. I mourn because the Lord mourns. I sing this lament because the land weeps beneath your feet. The young man's voice wavers, and for a moment, you see doubt flicker across his face. But what if we wish to change? What if we wish to return? Amos's face brightens, a ray of hope piercing the sorrow. Then you must begin with tears. You must weep for the poor you have ignored. You must weep for the widows you have forgotten. You must weep for the justice you have trampled. And then, only then, can you seek the Lord and live. You turn to Amos, your voice trembling with a new understanding. Then this lament, this funeral song, it is not an ending, is it? It is a call? Amos places his hand on your shoulder and you feel the trembling in his grip. It is both, friend. It is the ending of what was and the beginning of what could be. A funeral song can become a resurrection hymn if the people will hear it, if they will weep, if they will return. You press him further, desperate to understand. But Amos, how long will they have to mourn? Is there a time when the lament ends and hope begins? Amos's eyes gaze toward the horizon, where the storm clouds gathered like a dark judgment. The lament ends when the people turn. Not all will turn. Some are too hardened, too comfortable in their sin. But for those who hear, who weep, who seek the Lord with all their hearts, the lament becomes a song of restoration. The funeral becomes a wedding feast. The exile becomes a homecoming. The crowd stands quiet, the city stilled by the sound of a shepherd's sorrow. In that hush, the first drops of rain begin to fall, mingling with the tears of the prophet and the people alike. And you, standing beside Amos, feel the rain on your face and understand that you too are part of this story. Not as an observer, but as a witness, called to carry the lament forward into a world that desperately needs to hear it. The old woman who lost her sons reaches out and touches your arm. Tell them, she whispers, tell them that we have suffered. Tell them that the Lord sees. Tell them that there is still time to return. You nod, unable to speak, and Amos places his other hand on your shoulder. The three of you stand together in the rain, prophet, listener, and witness, bound by the lament that has become a call, a prayer, a desperate hope that Israel will yet awaken before the day of the Lord brings darkness upon them all.